What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Coffee with Dudes. Another solo episode for you. I would imagine here soon that we're going to be back on the Matt and myself both at the same time with our schedules right now, though it just hasn't worked out as much. So it's going to be solo podcast, at least for the next few weeks here. And today I wanted to talk about in the wake of Thanksgiving, which is, I believe that is the day that this is getting released, which then again probably would be more or less like this is like a holiday thing. So I think I'll just use this as kind of like a holiday plan of attack for you. I know for me, I've talked about a lot, and Matt as well. Like we used to be super strict, and I can't exactly speak 100% for Matt, but I know for me the holiday season was a very tough time because there was a lot more alcohol around. There's a lot more food around. There was less quality food that I thought was going to completely derail any of my progress, and so it became a stressful time of year when since I was so obsessed with my body looking a certain way and being in a certain shape. And, I back then, like a lot of folks can struggle with who, are, heavily involved in health and fitness and, looking a certain way, feeling a certain way, you can think that certain foods can really push you way farther away from your goals than they actually do. And also, we can think that, at least I always thought that one day was just a complete derailment. And for me, it was always about that perfection. I was always striving to be as perfect as possible. And I thought one day was just going to throw me off the rails. And generally it did. It would be like one day, even like one meal where I ate something that I wasn't planning on eating or that I thought was going to be terrible for my goals. Then all of a sudden it was like a full weekend binge. Right. And I've gotten a lot better in this area and probably could be a little bit more, probably could nail it down a little bit more than I have right now as far as like my diet and exercise is concerned. But I do like this version better where I can go and enjoy Thanksgiving, and I can go and enjoy a Christmas meal or a few days like where it's not as quality, and know that it's not going to derail from me from our goals. It's just gonna allow me to enjoy family, enjoy some good foods. And this morning I had a beautiful big cinnamon roll, right? And that in the past would have been something that I would have never done. Right now, a part of that meal, I also had 2 eggs, some egg whites, ham, cheese, like a little kind of scramble, so to speak. And so it was a little bit of a balance, right? A lot of that was pretty solid, high protein. And then there's the half of a big, which is kind of like just a full size cinnamon roll with some good cream cheese frosting. It was fantastic. But it's really about finding what works for you and understanding like that one day off of your plan, so to speak, isn't going to be the end of the world. Or like in the sake of Thanksgiving, one meal, in the sake of like Christmas. I know sometimes you have like different families that maybe you're going to do, and then you do something with your friends. Maybe it's like 3 or 4 meals over the course of a week or so, but that's not a lot, right? Allow yourself to enjoy, the foods that you like. Allow yourself to enjoy the drinks that you like in that period of time. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go crazy, and you can do kind of what I did for this meal, where it's like some of it's quality stuff, high protein, things that are gonna, make you feel good, help you with goals, whatever those you are after, help you feel good about your body. And then some of that is like having the cookies and dessert, having, it's like a balancing the plate where, I have some turkey, I have some potatoes, and then some veggies. And then I also have some of the, stuffing and whatever else it is. And then I have over here, I got my cookies and my pumpkin pie with a bunch of um, whatever that stuff, the white stuff that you put on top of it. My mind sometimes escapes me, everybody. And so just know this is really like a PSA, public service announcement, that you don't have to go crazy over the holidays and you don't have to deprive yourself. This should be a time where we enjoy our family, enjoy our friends, enjoy, some beautiful meals that frankly we don't really have throughout the rest of the year, other than a few other things that pop up. And so enjoy that time. Enjoy, allow it to be a day where you don't track your food, or you don't worry too much about what you're eating and what you're drinking. And not to the point of, I always try not to feel terrible about myself and feel like my whole body is, going to blow up, so to speak. And I've talked about that as like a good thing, a good plan of attack for your holiday meal or day, is that just don't feel like shit at the end of it. Like, just make it so that you feel good, that you don't feel like you're just gonna pop and explode. But also, like, just a goal of, sometimes just focusing on, okay, I'm going to go on a walk in the morning, or I'm going to get a workout in the morning, can help people feel better about the day, and just know that, what, I did something that's going to move me in the direction of my goals. Or, I got a workout in, I walked, and I drank some water throughout the day. Awesome. Right. Find a few things you can do. I've always found that's a good thing. Or, I used to always go on like a post Thanksgiving meal or post, Christmas meal walk, right? Recruit some family members. I've talked about this a lot as well, but I just, I think that the most important part about this is to not worry about your health and fitness goals on these days. Enjoy yourself. Now, if that turns into a week long binge, that's probably not going to help you get closer to whatever goals it is that you're going after. But understand that we can have fun. We can enjoy foods that maybe we don't always allow ourselves to eat on a regular basis, and drink some drinks that maybe you don't always drink. And that's not going to derail you. You're going to wake up the next day and be just fine. You might even, sometimes I would always wake up and be like, oh man, that's not good. Like, I don't feel good. But then, after a day or two goes by, you feel the same again, right? The scale's at the same weight. That extra 500 calories or 1,000 calories that you had on Thanksgiving or Christmas, they're not going to do anything to derail you. You need to have 300 or 3,500 calories above maintenance to gain a pound. And there's a lot of factors that go in it. And so hopefully this has been helpful. Hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you are listening to this the morning of Thanksgiving, if you get to a little bit later, I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and use this as a model for your holiday season, to just as a reminder to enjoy it, to not stress about it, to not stress about your body during these little meals and days. Like, enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Don't focus on this, focus on being present with them, and it's going to be just fine. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching it every single week. We do greatly appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll be talking to you soon.